Not 1984, he's not a secretive dictator, but here in 2010, Big Brother is watching you online. When ads pop up for shoes or a book that you've had your eye on, it's not a coincidence. This week, the Wall Street Journal is reporting on the death of online privacy in a special series, quote, What They Know. Joining us now for more is WallStreetJournal.com's technology editor, Julia Angwin. And this really is pretty surprising and to some degree pretty troubling. We've all lived with cookies. Oh, yeah. Most of us know what cookies are, the things that store your passwords, let you know what you've got in your shopping cart. But this goes way beyond that. How much has the technology changed here when it comes to tracking what you're doing online?
Well, so what we did at the Journal was we surveyed the top 50 websites just to try to figure out the answer to that question, because we knew that people were using cookies, but wanted to see, well, what's going on more than that. So we found that actually the top 50 websites collectively, when you visit them, installed 3,000 different kinds of trackers on our test computer. And so the scope of this surveillance was pretty shocking. And the other thing is that the intrusiveness. So some of these trackers don't just sort of say, oh, John went to such and such website. It says, he's moving his mouse over here on the page. He must be really interested in that piece of it. Or, oh, he just typed in a comment saying this is his favorite movie. That must be his favorite movie. So we were really amazed at sort of how deep they can go.
That's really great. You found that one website that you went to, one website alone installed 64 little bits of tracking software.
Yeah, on average.
That's really incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing.
The depth that they're going to, as you say, now, are some websites worse than others?
Yeah, so the one that turned out worst in our survey was dictionary.com. Yes, where you go to look up a word.
A reference website is tracking you.
Yeah, well, the thing is, so this is all about ad revenue. So these are guys who are maybe have a smaller amount of ad revenue. They don't have a big ad sales force. So they work with all these different networks who basically force tracking on you as part of the agreement. So if you want their ads, you have to agree to let them track your users.
Right. Wow, that's amazing. Now, there's one website that you've gone on because it tells you sort of what information is out there about you. It's called BlueKai, BlueKai.com,
right.
BlueKai.com. What did you find when you went there?
So BlueKai is, for people who have not heard of it, it's a data exchange. So they track you and then they sell that data off to people who want to buy it. And what I found on mine was my age, my income, everything that I ever sort of shopped for, including things I didn't buy but just were interested in. It says you're in market for them. So basically advertisers want people who are in market. So if you went to eBay like I did and look at a short sleeve t-shirt, I was labeled in there in market for short sleeve t-shirts, and then I'm going to get ads for short sleeve t-shirts forever.
So this information is out there, and as you said, you can track it on this BlueKai.com webpage. Are there other web pages you can track
There
it
are
as
a whole
well?
bunch of, not a whole bunch, but some of the bigger players in the industry, Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, let you see what they know about you.
So what do you do about it?
Yeah, it's not easy to manage this tracking business because, you know, everyone says, oh, just turn off cookies, but that actually makes your web experience pretty unfriendly.
Yeah, because you've always got to type it in your
passwords, and who remembers all those passwords anymore? So you can basically try to tune your browser to block third-party cookies, which is cookies from people other than the website you're visiting. But oftentimes those controls are hard to find, so we recommend that you use this browser plugin software, which is not so easy, but if you just download it, it can manage your cookies for you. There's one called Abean that's a fun one. It shows you everything that's popping up on every page you go to, and it automatically will block for you.
And the new browsers also have a privacy setting. I know that Firefox has got one called private browsing.
Yes.
It's what they call the porn shield.
Yes.
Refer to it. Now, will that block all of this stuff from coming in?
It will, but unfortunately, a lot of those also block your first-party cookies, meaning your logins and passwords. So once again, you end up with like, what did I put in my Amazon shopping cart? I can't remember, and it's gone now.
Wow. So is this just part of the price we pay? Because BlueKai.com, in response to your series, said, when given a choice between paying for content without tracking or getting free content with tracking, people choose free content with tracking more so than the other.
I think that,
so
look, websites
are we responsible for this too?
Yes, I think the problem here is that we aren't informed about this trade-off. I think some of us would be totally willing to trade our data for free content, and some people wouldn't. And I think most people are just not aware that they're striking that bargain.
Yeah. Well, if you want to know what the Internet's got on you, BlueKai, BlueKai.com. Julia Angwin, it's great to see you this morning.
Great. Thanks for
dropping
having me.
in.